again and welcome to my channel. It's me, Mish, the Dorky Reader, and today's video is my May TBR Jar video where I pick the 8 or so books, maybe 10 depending on my mood because I like variety. Books that I can choose from for the month of May to read. Basically, that's what it boils down to. But anyway, I have with me my TBR jar with lots of beautiful, colorful origami paper slices inside. I really love my TBR jar. It is, however, randomly there is a sand dice timer inside. But anyway, it is starting to get kind of low. There is way fewer options in here. So I'm like, the original plan was to like go through each and every one of them at some point. But then that'll be like less fun near the end when there's only a couple. So this might be the last time I use this jar at this level, and then I will just restock it with all the old prompts, toss it around a few more times and see what happens next time. So let's just begin. I've got Heidi home with me and Odin. Odin is playing a video game right now, so if it's a prompt that involves Odin, it might take like a few seconds. I'll just pause it and we'll just do whatever. Okay, so I'm going to be the first to pull though. Since Emma is out with Papa, it'll just be me this month. Okay, first prompt is a book with 5 words in the title. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'll be back with some options and hopefully there's some good ones. All right, I'm back, and with me I have 7 different options to choose from, so I'm sure I'll find one that'll fit. I'm just gonna go through them real fast, and then I'll kind of cut out what I want and talk more about the ones that I'm more interested in. So the first one is a sequel, and it's a sequel to Nice Dragons Finish Last, which was a fantastic urban fantasy book by an indie author. I highly recommend it, and this is the cover. One good dragon deserves another. And I really enjoyed it, so this is an option. The other option I have here is The Strength of the Few. It's another sequel, a sequel to The Will of the Many, which I read at the beginning of the year, and it was a fantastic 5-star read for me, so this is high on my want to read list. Also, I know Goodreads right now has it on their little like system of earning badges or whatever, so if I read it, I get a little cute sticker point like, yay! Oh, excuse me as I burp. Anyway, so because Goodreads has this on their little reward system, it's really tempting to choose this one, but it is a chunk. So if I choose this right away, it kind of like, whoa, it limits how many books I can read in a month when I read the big ones. But it's okay, because those are usually the really good ones. Okay, and then next I have Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I've never read an Agatha Christie book yet, but I do have a strong desire to kind of step out of my comfort zone and try reading a classic, reading a mystery, and also this book seems really like manageable. It's not very long, the font is really nice, it seems like an easy to absorb book for the genre, so this would be a great stepping stone, I think, for me to go into. Another option I have is The Sun and the Star Maker, and I absolutely love this cover. It's probably like, I think it's a fairy tale retelling, probably Beauty and the Beast or something like that. And I am interested in it, but I don't know if it trumps the other options yet. So I'm gonna put it to the side, we'll see. Then I have His Face is the Sun by Michelle Chavez Corpora. I'm not exactly sure if I pronounced that wrong. I'm so sorry. But anyway, it is a fantasy that is taking place in Egypt, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure if there's a love triangle or something, but it's supposed to be very like plot heavy, politics, whatever, but also have some romance thrown in. So I think this is the kind of book that I'm going to actually really love. Then I have The God and the Gumio by, is it Sophie Kim? Yeah, Sophie Kim. This book I hear is you have to take it kind of lightheartedly. It's silly, it's a little goofy, but it's gonna give me kind of like a K-drama that's more on the comedy side. So I'm gonna look forward to that, I think. Then the other option I have is The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song, and this is like a Mulan retelling. So I'm really excited about it. And all these books, so many of these are just the most beautiful covers. So no matter what, I think I'm probably going to get one of these. Unless, well, you know what? I think I know what I'm picking. And it's one of the ones without a beautiful cover. So it's going to be one of these two, I think, for me. And I think I'm really leaning towards this one because I want to know what happens. I want to push myself through before I forget too much of book one because it was very like heavy. And I also like getting those little patches on Goodreads, so you can blame them for that. So my very first book is The Strength of the Few by James Islington. Yay! All right, in comes Heidi. Oh! Put that one back, and that one, this is the one you threw at me. Okay. It says, a rom-com. So I'm going to get a romance, which is good, because actually this last April, I was reading all these books, and I didn't really feel like the romance for me was satiated. Like I didn't get enough romance. So putting in a rom-com is a guaranteed way to get a little romance in my month of May, which does feel kind of like, I don't know, spring, summer feels like the time for rom-coms. So it's like the perfect season for it. All right, I'm back. And with me, I've got 5 options here to kind of choose from. I'm not a huge rom-com reader or romance reader these days. I do have some on my shelf from before, and I do like them on occasion, but I am nervous if I'm gonna like it or not. But I also have a couple on here that I think might not hit for me, and so it'd be a good opportunity for me to read part of it and DNF it if I don't like it, or finish it and be surprised, which I always love. And so we'll see where these go. The first I have is, I'm not sure if it's comedy or not. That's the thing, is some of these I wonder, are they romantic comedies or are they just romance books? That's the catch, because I don't really know. Some of them seem more like they're definitely romantic comedies than others. This one, I don't know. It's called Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. The problem with this book, first of all, it's not a problem. I think the author is really someone I want to try reading, because people have compared her to Emily Henry, but saying she's like a little more elevated than Emily Henry. Don't tell Emily Henry that. But some people really love Abby Jimenez's work, so they've hyped her up for me. So I want to start reading her books, but I know that this is like book 1 in kind of a interconnected series, so I kind of have to start with this. But the main trope, there's an age difference, like where she's older than the guy, and I have a really hard time getting into that. It's just not, for me, it's not what I'm into. So I'll have to see, like, okay, older lady, younger guy, if that'll work. I don't think they're that big of a gap. It can't be that big of a difference, is it? I don't know, but we'll see. But I really want to try reading her, so I'll have to take that leap of faith and just go for it, I think, with Part of Your World. This one, though, like I said, I'm not sure if it's a comedy. This one sounds like it's going to be a comedy, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be a quality book, but maybe I'm wrong. It says, I'd tell you I love you, but then I'd have to kill you. And it seems to have like a high school kid on the cover. So this is definitely YA. And I think there's some kind of like funny spy whatever stuff thrown in, which I like. But this last April on my TBR, I had a book that was YA and it felt way too YA, like very immature. And so I DNF'd it. And so right now I have a sour taste in my mouth for like YA teen fiction. Not overall, I know, my brain knows that I've read many books in that genre or that age bracket that have been fantastic. I mean, The Hunger Games, for example, obviously is a YA book, and it's a fantastic book. But I don't know if I tell you I love you, but then I have to kill you is going to be along those lines. Maybe, though, I do love spy stuff, so that is a good option for me. And then, like I said, I can always unhaul, which I need to do more of, so. Another option I have is How Freaking Romantic by Emily Harding. I've never read an Emily Harding book, and I believe this one involves divorce lawyers or something along those lines, and it does sound like it's going to be a comedy, which would fit the prompt. Next, I have The Bride Test by Ellen Huang. This is a romantic fiction involving an autistic main character, so that is definitely why I remember picking this up, and I can't remember the details of the plot, but that does kind of intrigue me, and so it could be really fun to read this one. And then I have An Academic Affair by Jodi McAllister, and this one I got recently, and I think it's like academic rivals to, or career rivals or something like that along those lines to lovers. I'm not sure. And it probably involves like a fake marriage or a fake dating kind of situation so that they can get ahead. So it's got some tropey tropes in there, but it could be really fun in the May to just kind of blow through this and have fun with it. I don't know. I think it's a contender. So I think I'm going to rule out Part of Your World because I'm just not feeling the push right now. If I'm going to have a huge book like Strength of the Few, I don't want to have to kind of force myself to kind of jump over hurdle for book 1 yet. So I'm not going to read that one. I think I'm going to cut out the divorce lawyer one this month as well. And then, even though I am really interested in this, I'm going to put this to the side too. I think I want to either try this out so I can DNF it if I don't like it, or try this one because I feel like I could end up really liking it. So what do? Do I choose one that I have like I'm weeding out my library? That sounds so bad. I could love this book. This could be my favorite YA romance of all time. And here I am trashing it. So that's why I'm terrible. And it is so short looking and easy. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read I'd Tell You I Love You, but then I'd Have to Kill You. And hopefully it's good. And if it's not good, like I said, I will make a tiny sliver of space on my bookshelves, which I desperately need. All right, I'm going to do the next prompt, and Odin's going to come upstairs and pull a prompt for me after his match. So I am going to pull one from the bucket. What is it? It's green. It says, a book with a person on the spine. So that's kind of a fun one. Let me see if I can get a good option for us. All right, I'm back, and I have a bunch actually of books that I found with people on the spine, and I was gonna go through all of them and just show them to you anyway, but really there's one book I know I'm gonna pick because I was hoping for a prompt that would fit, and this one does. So I'm gonna go with The Apothecary Diaries Volume 5, and as you can see on the spine there is, I believe, Jinshi. So I keep trying to not have my face in it. There you go. You can probably see Jinshi now. But anyway, so that's going to be my option for book number 3. And I'm really looking forward to it. And also, spoiler, I did read book 4 during the month of April, which is probably of no surprise because they're very easy to read. I can throw them in between after a long book or whatever, and it just goes like a breeze. Okay, so next prompt. Hopefully Odin will be ready by now. All right, Odin is here, and he's going to choose his prompt. He has to get closer though.
Random color generator.
All right, a random color generated book. Thank you. That'll be fun. Okay, so I'm back. And since I didn't have my tablet with me, I had used my phone. So I created something on wheelofnames.com, and I know that the colors don't really match like the color blocks that it's in, but we'll just read the word. That's what matters. So here I'm going to spin, and whatever color it is, that's the color book I need to find. What was it? Who's the winner? Orange. All right, I get to find an orange book. That'll be fun. All right, I'll be back. All right, I'm back, and I have some orange option for me. And the first I have here is The House of the Scorpion. Now this kind of orange is like a darker orange. It is almost reddish, but it is orange. So as you can see, it's won a lot of awards, so it has high potential to be a good read. The next option I have is Red Star Rebels. And even though the name says Red Star Rebels, this is definitely very orange. More orange than the last one, and it's by Amy Kaufman, and I think it's new, like, because I didn't see it before. I haven't heard of it before, and I saw it at the bookstore the other day, and I just had to have it because I love Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff as sci-fi writers. They're fantastic. So this is a really high contender. Another option, though I don't know how orange it is, the border and the back kind of like that is orange, but the rest of it isn't, and it's I Who Have Never Known Men. I don't think I'm going to count it just based on the fact that the majority of the book isn't orange. And the third option is Matt Dinman's Operation Bounce House, which I do really want to read, but I think I want to finish what I have of Dungeon Crawler Carl before I start this one. So my two options that I'm most interested in are these two. This one I believe is YA. I think this is also YA. So they're both YA actually. And I've heard really good things about this book, and I do want to get around to reading it, but I'm really honestly super drawn to this one. I think this is going to be right up my alley, fast-paced, super fun, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. So that's it, Red Star Rebels. Okay, I've got 4 books down. Let's see what's next. Heidi! All right, I have Heidi here, and she's going to choose the next book for me. And it says, a book Heidi picks for you. So Heidi's going to take some time and choose a book for me to read. All right, everyone, I shouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised, but she has chosen for me her favorite book series, right? Wings of Fire, the Dragonette Prophecy, book 1. She's been wanting me to read this book for so long. So I will honor this agreement and make sure that this is one of the ones I read.
Read it, or else next time you get that one, I'm gonna put all 5 of the books in the sun.
Oh, no. All right, awesome. So that was an easy and fast pick. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's keep going. This is fun. All right, Odin is here. He's gonna choose my 6th book. And it is?
Odin chooses between 3 options.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to pick 3 options, and then I'm going to have Odin choose which one of those 3 I get to read. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I have 3 books here that I am very excited to try and read this month. And Odin will choose between these 3 books. So the first is Frederick Bachman's Anxious People, which is, I believe, about, it's like a hostage situation where some bank robbers go across the street and end up going into a party and taking everyone there hostage. The next is This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me, and I believe this book is about a girl who falls into a book she really loves, or a game or something, and she knows the story and she doesn't want certain people to die, so she's trying to not let them die, or maybe she's not trying to die. I can't remember, but it sounds exciting. And then I have Saints and Monsters, which I don't remember the plot of, but I know when I picked it out, I was super, super excited about it, and my brain just let it go out. So I'll read about it if it gets chosen. And it's got a gorgeous cover. Da-da-da-da. Okay, so Odin is going to come here, and I'm going to hold these up, and he can choose which of these 3 sounds exciting to Odin. Anxious People! Awesome. Thank you, Odin. Good choice. I think it's going to be a good choice anyway. All right, I'm going to choose the next prompt. And I don't know how many left I have, but we'll figure it out. I think I've got 6 books there, so if I wanted to do an 8 book or 9 book, I'll do 9 books on my TBR. That's a good number. And we can do another round. It says here, a book that would finish a series for you. Ooh, okay. I'll have to think about this, and I have a few. Excuse me. All right, I'm back, and with me I have 3 books here that would finish a series for me. And those 3 are Soul of the Stars by Ashley Poston, and the first book is Heart of Iron. This is a duology, and this would definitely finish that off for me. I've read the first book twice, once a really long time ago, then again because I was like, I'm going to try and finish it off again. So I read the second book, or the first book, twice. And so I don't think I need to brush up on it as much because the story is a little bit more solid in my mind than the other ones here. This one is This Cursed Light, and this is also a duology. The first one was, what was the first one called? This Vicious Grace. And I remember it being good, but not like, wow, you know? So I liked it, but I never finished it. And I just had this sequel sitting on my sequel shelf for the longest time. So part of me really wants to like brush up, try to remember what it was about, and then finish it off so I can be done with it. And the third book is from a series I absolutely love. And it's The Ninth Reign, The Winnowing Flame Trilogy is the name of the trilogy. And it is so good. This is The Poison Song by Jen Williams. I will say though, this book is really heavy and chunky, and I already have The Strength of the Few on there, so I know I won't be able to read The Strength of the Few and The Poison Song in 1 month, because one of these two books are going to take up quite a substantial amount of my reading time, I think. So unfortunately, even though this is like the one I want to read most, this is not going to be the one I choose. I'm going to pick between Soul of Stars and This Cursed Light. This one is shorter by a little tiny bit, so I'm going to choose Soul of Stars, the sequel to Heart of Iron, and I won't feel like such a failure for starting a series. I'll be able to actually finish one, and that'll be good. Okay, Odin's here to pick his last prompt. Good luck, my son. May the odds be ever in your favor. What does it say?
A red-haired protagonist.
A red-haired protagonist. Okay, so it needs to star a redhead. Got it. All right, I'm back. Some time has passed since the last edit point because I had to take my son to his piano class. But I am back with 2 books that have red-haired protagonists. One is The Story Peddler by Lindsay A. Franklin. And in this book, I believe she is considered a weaver, and she is able to weave sculptures from stories, I guess, that are very valuable somehow. I'm not exactly sure on the details, but I know it sounded really interesting, and I believe this was an indie author choice that I had picked up along the road. And then the other one I have is more recently purchased. There is a sticker on the cover, which I hate, but I'll just get that later. It's The Swan's Daughter by Roshani Chokshi. I believe, is that the same author who wrote the School for Good and Evil? It sounds familiar like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll just say yes or no with a little symbol here. Anyway, a possibly doomed love story, and just look how beautiful this cover is. It's got purple sprayed edges and a beautiful purple book all around, and a red-haired protagonist, as you can see, is on the cover. Ooh, zoom in on it. I think it looks lovely. So it sounds like the trope of this book is kind of like a marriage competition, sort of. And I believe her magical ability in this is that she can either sing or speak certain ways to make people tell the truth. So it's like, you know, a truth serum, but magic. So I'm excited to see where that goes. But yes, I think of these 2, both sound really good, but I'm really, I think, more interested in this right now because it's new and shiny, and so that sounds exciting to me. Okay, so I have in my stack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to pick 2 more prompts. And I guess I pick the next one, I think, or maybe not. I don't remember. I'm just going to do the last 2 because it's easier that way. And so the first one is a book with talking animals. Yay, that'll be really fun, I think. So I'm gonna be right back with hopefully some good options. Okay, I'm back, and I do have 3 books I managed to look up that would have, actually 4 books that would have talking animals in it. One, of course, being The Poison Song. If you've read the second book in the series, you know that the creatures or beings that are very animal-like, that are born from this magical tree in their world, are definitely sentient and have the ability to talk. And it is a wonderful world, and I really, really love this book. But I had mentioned earlier, I already have The Strength of the Few on this list, and this book and The Strength of the Few are 2 books that I feel are just very heavy and will take up way too much of my time if I put them in the same month. Another option I have is Garth Nix's Sabriel. I believe this is the first in a trilogy, and it's very famous, and I looked it up, like, what are some books with talking animals, and there's apparently a very famous talking animal in this book as well. I've been wanting to read this because I've seen it since I was younger in bookstores and was always curious about it, but I never picked it up. So there is Sabriel. Then there's also 3 Bags Full by Leonie Swan, which is a murder mystery, but there's 3 sheeps. It's like a tongue twister. 3 sheeps who want to solve a murder and kind of do it in a comical way. So it's kind of sweet that way. Then the other one I have is Hollow Kingdom by Kira Jane Buxton, and this book follows a crow and a dog, and the crow and the dog go off on an adventure to try and find a cure for their master's zombie infection, which might not have an actual cure, but I'm not sure. Supposedly it's a pretty funny book, so that's exciting, and it does look good. I'm not sure which of these I'm gonna pick. They all sound good to me, really. Honestly, the one I would love the most is probably this one. But if I were to pick from these, I think I'm gonna go with, let's see here, what do I have on those? I have so many books on that list. I'm gonna go with Sabriel because I've been wanting to read this for a very long time, and it's kind of been up in my bookshelf, so I haven't seen it on my cart or thought about it very much. But now that it's here in my hand, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this could be good. I might want to give this one a go. All right, so that makes 9, and I have one more book left to choose. I have like 2 books, 3 books that I think that I would really like to get around to reading, but if I don't, I don't. Okay, here we go. Last choice. Let's see what we got. A book in a genre you usually don't read. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use that. A book in a genre I usually don't read. It's not the book I was hoping for, but there is a newish book I have that is a literary fiction, and I don't normally read literary fiction. I can't remember if this is historical or not too, so it's like a double whammy, but it's The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. And this is a beautiful cover, as you can see, with 2 little birds on the front, and it's very, like, I don't know, florally patterned. It's lovely. And I believe this book is written as like a series of letters that you go through. And I've heard that it's very like touching. So I think this would be a good one. I heard also it reads really fast, and so it's a good one to kind of be able to pick up and go through. So, okay, the last one I've chosen is The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. Okay, well, very cool, very cool. I have a huge stack. My lights are a little weird now that the lighting outside has changed, so it probably doesn't match me as well, and it's gotten darker because there's lots of clouds in the sky. So I'm going to show you what I have, which is pretty substantial. And here are my May books. Ta-da! I am very, very excited to get to these. There are some books I've been told I absolutely have to read, namely Wings of Fire by my daughter. So we'll see. That'll probably be on my May wrap-up. But let me just go back and one by one go over their names. I have The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. I have Sabriel by Garth Nix. I have The Swan's Daughter by Roshani Chokski. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. I have Soul of Stars by Ashley Poston. I have Frederick Bachman's Anxious People. I have Wings of Fire, The Dragonet Prophecy by Tui T. Sutherland. I have Red Star Rebels by Amy Kaufman. I have The Apothecary Diaries, Volume 5 by Natsu Hyuga. I have I'd Tell You I Love You, but Then I'd Have to Kill You by Allie Carter. And last but not least, I have The Strength of the Few by James Islington. So those are my May books. Yay, I'm so glad I got to do that today. It's going to be a really busy month for me. It's my daughter's birthday month. It's the last month of the school year. And that's when all the things happen all at once. And there's parties and events. And I think there's like a junior high school prom and just everything. So wish me luck. And I'll see you next month.